This is reDANKulous, folks. No, really, it is. reDANKulous from Founders Brewing. I am the Mighty Plantain, and thanks for checking out this beer review. This is Founders reDANKulous. Now, this comes to me via a viewer suggestion. Thank you very much, Kanan. I appreciate it. And I appreciate it more as I'm reading the label and I see three things that catch my eye. Imperial, red India Pale Ale. So an Imperial Red IPA. I loved reds a long time ago. I came to appreciate IPAs, and Imperials just take it to the next level. So an Imperial Red IPA from Founders Brewing, which is a brewery that I've come to respect. This beer has great potential. We're looking at something that comes in at 90 IBUs, not bad, and a 9.5% alcohol by volume, so let's be careful with this. It's also got their 20th anniversary bottle cap on top. 2017 happens to be Founders' 20th anniversary. We got a bunch of beers who are hitting that 20th milestone. Stone hit 21st this year. Victory, I think, hit 21st last year. Founders were at 20, and I think Dogfish had just recently hit 18. I'm trying to remember what their birthday cake beer. The name escapes me. I'll post a link to the review of it anyway. But yeah, a lot of craft breweries are hitting their 20th or around just over their 20th anniversary, or right around now, which is kind of cool. It's like this congruence. This I don't know. I'm trying to get all profound, and it ain't working because honestly, folks, I'm a little bit intoxicated already, but I have cleansed with water thoroughly before getting this beer ready. I'm going to read a little bit about off of the label here. This bold 9.5% Imperial Red IPA. Oh, Imperial Red IPA. Come on. Come on. You know you're as excited about it as I am. Pours a pleasing burnt amber color. Carmalt and roasted barley introduce a subtle sweetness, but the hops are the true headliner in this big IPA. Oh, it's an Imperial IPA, and the hops are the headliner. Imagine that. The spicy, piney, and tropical complexities of Chinook, Mosaic, and Simcoe hops hit you right away with their dank aroma, and they stick around. It's not just ridiculous, it's reDANKulous. Now, when I see Chinook, Mosaic, and Simcoe, I know my palate, and I know that I'm probably going to pick up mostly on the citrusy and spicy, or citrusy and piney notes imparted by those hops. Sorry, I'm being really gentle with the bottle cap because I don't have any of these Founders' 20th anniversary, and the wife wants to save the unique ones for some craft project, so I'm going to try not to dent that too much, just while I was being so ginger. But back to the hops. I know my own palate, and I know which particular esters I'm going to pick up on more than any others. So I'm guessing that's a lot of what I'm going to get from this. But I'm hoping for a surprise. It happens sometimes, especially with such a blend. Ooh, it's very effervescent beer. Easy to put a good head on that. Because that's one thing I struggle with, is getting a good head on a beer, and that poured out really nicely, and I was being fairly gentle, and I still got this nice big head in the Sam Adams Perfect pint glass. Yes, I use this for everything because it's kind of universal. That's a cloudy beer. It's distinctly red, definitely got an amber hue to it, but it is a distinctly dark red beer, quite cloudy. There's very little light coming through where it gets thicker in the glass, though. So it's one of the darker reds I've seen, but also one of the cloudier ones. But then again, it's an Imperial Red IPA, so. Interestingly enough, I'm picking up more on a roasted malt aroma and not really getting much from the IPA, not getting much from the hops. Mostly roasted malt aroma, hint of sweetness, and some of that high ABV booziness that you get from a higher ABV beer. I'm getting an aroma of booziness, which means that I'm probably going to get it in the taste, just based on experience. Sometimes I get surprised. Ooh. It mentions pepper in the description, and I am getting now a hint of pepper. It's like after I've taken a good whiff of it a couple of times, I'm getting a pepper aroma. And not like a spicy, hot capsaicin-based pepper, but like a black pepper, a pepper, spice pepper. Spice pepper, not spicy pepper. Definitely a peppery aroma there. That's only after getting a good nose full of everything else there that I described earlier. Alright, enough about that. Let's drink it. It's got a nice medium mouthfeel. Nice red character to it. Nice roasty sweetness. Like this awesome balance between roasty flavor and sweetness in the malts. And then there's very little, very little of the boozy taste that I would expect from an imperial and an over 9% ABV beer, especially given the fact that I was getting some of that booziness in the aroma. I'm getting practically none of it in the taste, but what I am getting is up front a very sweet, roasty malt character, very much caramel. I believe it mentioned that on the label as well. But just a nice, sweet roasted malt caramel aroma. It's almost like a sugary oatmeal, if that makes any sense. It's almost like a sugary oatmeal because there's a nice heavy malt character with a good sweetness behind it, and like I said, heavy caramel, like caramel oatmeal. I know oatmeal is not one of the malts used in this, at least not according to the label, but that's what I'm getting, is like a caramel oatmeal flavor. And then there's a nice hoppy bitterness. No particular notes standing out in the taste, which is odd because I was getting a certain hoppy bitterness in the aroma, but no particular notes coming out in the taste. And then a little bit of that pepperiness has come through in the finish. Wow. That's really well put together. As it rests on the tongue, now I'm getting the dank character. It's funny because usually if I get a non-specific hop flavor, just this random hop or overall hoppy bitterness, it comes through as I'm drinking it. Ooh, pardon. This overall hoppy bitterness comes through in the finish, and it settles to a really dank flavor. I'm used to getting that dankness as I swallow or on the back of the tongue, but this one kind of comes up on you after the fact. It's especially potent after you burp it up a couple of times. Not that you really wanted to hear that grossness, but it's true. The dankness kind of creeps up on you, and it lingers a bit, which is nice. It's like this really dankness. They say they use that term to describe it. And I think it comes through more as an earthy, a certain character of earthiness in some hops. I don't know if it's because the malt changes the character of the hop flavor or what, but dankness, you know it when you taste it. And it's hard to describe, but it's definitely there. So all around, this is a very surprising, very smooth and easy to drink beer for what it is. It's at almost double digits ABV. It's an imperial red IPA, and it's going down smooth and easy. It's got that sweet, sweet caramel oatmeal malty flavor up front, that pepperiness as it rolls off the tongue, and then that dank hop character as it settles. Overall, this has been a great experience. I gotta hit this with a 5 out of 5. That's just an awesome beer. So thanks again, Kanan, for the recommendation. I'm sorry I waited so long to drink it. Honestly, I've had this in my fridge for at least a couple of weeks, and I just haven't had the time to get around to it based on some other stuff I've been backed up. But it's definitely a good beer, and I highly appreciate the recommendation. If you've got a beer that you want to see me review, hit me up down in the comments and the email link down below. Let me know what you want to see on the channel. While you're down there, make sure to like and share the video. And also subscribe. When you subscribe, you'll get a notification every time I post a new video. Till next time, folks, keep those viewer suggestions coming, because most of them have been winners so far. Like, share, and subscribe, and cheers.